A little downpour. Hello everyone, welcome back to Soul's Journey, and today I'm doing a video, day 5 of Ethony's Tarot Challenge of 31 Days of Tarot, and today is what Tarot has taught me, specifically supposed to be over the last 10 years, but my most powerful memories of readings, some of them go back a little further than that. And I've been reading for a really long time, so one of the things that I've learned from tarot is to trust the cards and what I see in the cards. And I can't tell you how many times I've been doing a reading, and you know how you just blurt something out, some interpretation that I've never associated with whatever card it was that came up, and then you stop and you think, holy crap, what did I just say? Where did that come from? And the person is nodding and going, oh yeah, okay, I totally get that, and will tell me what it relates to. Or I do an email reading, which is what I usually do. And those are always hard because you never know what they're thinking at the other end when they get it, when you email it to them. And then they come back and they say, oh, that was perfect. It made total sense. So back in 2013, I went back and I looked through all my old blog posts, my tarot blog, and I found a post that I called I Never Want to Believe It. And that was kind of in conjunction with this sort of thing, where the cards come up and you're thinking, what? And then it turns out to be right. And I was car shopping at the time. My car had died and I was trying to find a newer one. And the car that I had at the time was like 22 years old, and it had so many problems, and it finally just died on the way to work one morning. And so I started, hitting the internet and doing some searching for a car, through like CarMax or some of the local dealers' ads or whatnot. And let me see if I get the post up here real quick so I can tell you exactly. So the first one that I was going to go and look at, I pulled these cards. This is from the Tarot Vampires by Ian Daniels. So what I got from this was there was a lot of hidden information, and then the Queen of Scepters, which is the Queen of Wands in this deck, has always kind of signified to me sort of like real estate agent or a car salesman, one of these kind of shady people that are just, high pressure sales tactics kind of thing. And then I got the Three of Knives or Three of Swords, which meant, disappointment and whatnot. So I went to look at this car at the dealer's lot, and I'm trying to remember now. So just before I got there to see the car, someone else had been in and test driven it, and it overheated on him. So I didn't even get to test drive the car. So that was good, and the cards were right. It was just not meant to be. And then, okay, so another card that I was looking at, I pulled these cards on. So we've got the Four of Skulls, which would be like the Four of Pentacles. Is that focused? I have my glasses on. I can't tell what it's focusing on. Stop. This thing makes me crazy. Which kind of indicates hanging on to your money. Being tight-fisted. And at the time, I really had to be. And then I got the Star, which kind of gave me hope. But I also got the Ten of Skulls, which would be like the Ten of Pentacles. And I kind of took from this that while I was hoping this car was going to work out, I was still going to have to hang on to my money because it wasn't going to work out. And sure enough, it didn't. There was something, I forget, it was, they had lost the spare key to the car, and so they had sent away to the factory for a second key for the car, and it had to be reprogrammed. Anyway, there was some BS going on with this car, and I ended up not getting it. So I was with this deck, and I talked about this in another video, but it was when I was going through my divorce, and I pulled this card, which was the Nine of Wind Songs, or the Nine of Swords, from the Songs for the Journey Home. And instantly, I just sort of understood the card. I was barely familiar with the deck at that time. I think I had just gotten it. And I saw this as the bird is looking at this like cliff wall in front of him, thinking, I can't go there, there's nothing there, it's just solid granite and there's nothing for me there. But then I looked behind him and I saw this like horizon across the water, and instantly I just knew that in a year's time things were going to be better. And that gave me so much hope that even though, you know, Nine of Swords and everything looks so bleak at the time and you don't know what you're going to do, but there was this across the water that I just decided I was going to focus on, and for some reason 1 year popped into my head. And I thought, well, in a year things will be better. And it took a little more than a year, but by then I was starting not to feel quite so lost. But I just wanted to read kind of what the book says. Let me see. The hills and valleys of future experiences lie beyond the water. Take the time now to fully understand and resolve this passage of your life. Reevaluation now will lead you to more hospitable landscapes. So, you know, without even having read the book at that time, that's basically what I got from the card anyway. And I thought that was, you know, kind of incredible. And it's taught me that I'm stronger than I think I am, or than I thought I was then, especially. And I'm not sure I would have gotten through quite so well in those early days after the divorce. I wasn't working, and I had 2 small kids to look after, and getting no support from the ex. And so, yeah, it was a pretty bleak time. But and another thing the tarot continues to teach me is not to be judgmental. Coming out of a Catholic background, which is all about judging and being judged, this was a real mind blower to me. As the old saying goes, that, you know, what a child lives with, if a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. But after working with the tarot for so many years and really experiencing a lot of different ways to look at the cards and all the different people that I've met on this journey, I've realized that we are each on our own path, and no one has the right to tell anyone else they're doing it wrong. And honestly, I still struggle with this in some circumstances. It doesn't mean every action is valid, like abuse or racism. But, you know, as long as you do no harm, do as you will. And possibly the most important thing I've gotten is that everything goes in cycles. You know, it's like the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad, but you never stay in one place forever. And things were going to get better, and they did. And sometimes that's just really hard to remember. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. So we'll just wrap that up here and hope for brighter days for everybody. You know, I really like this So thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.